All right. Carlos is not here, so I'm gonna have to go with Midway Radio is back.
Good job.
Did I did I do that justice a little bit?
Good Carlos. Good
Yes. It is a stripped down show tonight. It's myself and my producing partner, DJ Sean Doe. What up, Sean?
What up, Brian?
We are back, and our guest tonight is the none other from Maintenance Crew, Mr. Chantala Kommanivanh.
Hey, hello.
The studio audience.
Yeah. I see you have your window open as well. It's nice and cool again in Chicago, at least for a few days.
Yeah. It's fresh air is nice.
It is. Cool, man. Well, we typically start with some Midway updates if we have them. We don't necessarily have one for tonight, but we have one that's just kind of waiting to be approved before we can say. So we got something exciting coming up in September. I will say September 19th. I will even be specific about it. September 19th, we got a cool thing happening, but I can't quite say what it is yet. So that'll come. So until then, we're just gonna have to stay silent. So we'll just get right into it, man. Chantala, thank you for coming on and putting up with our foolishness as we try to do this every Monday night.
For sure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no doubt. What do we want to start with? Do we want to start with like a background? Do we want to start with a history? Do we want to
start? I kind of want to go background. So, Chantala, I know you've done many things as far as the contribution for to hip hop, especially in the community. But I know you from a group called Maintenance Crew. When did you start? You're an MC, right?
Yeah, I started, rapping and making beats and stuff, around like high school, maybe like junior year, going into like senior year.
What year was that?
98.
Nice.
Yeah, but. But I was more like into like writing poetry and stuff in school, Yeah. But that was like even earlier on, you know what I mean? But I didn't, incorporate it into like rap until like senior year and after graduation, like maybe 2000, 2001.
So that's when you
time. Yeah. Yeah, that's when I met Diego too, who's the other half of Maintenance Crew. We met in high school, so we started off, just hanging out and making music together around that time. So,
what school did y'all go to?
We went to Roosevelt, up on the north side. So,
y'all do a little like y'all get a lot of Albany Park love.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Like I tell people, I'm like, man, like Maintenance Crew, they get like Albany Park gangbangers on there. Like it's like Albany Park gang, like
yeah.
But it's so dope how like when I first listened to your stuff, like it definitely has this poetic feel to it.
Yeah.
It also has a kind of like a Tribe Called Quest kind of vibey, jazzy sound. Is that the sound of Maintenance Crew, or is
that? I would think so. Well, the most influential like artist for me and for Diego, I can speak for Diego as well. It's more Diggable Planets.
Sure.
Diggable Planets is like. When Diggable Planets came out in '93, that was when it opened me to like, having these abstract rhymes and over like really simple, like boom bap, jazzy rhythms. And I just connected to that more than A Tribe Called Quest.
Sure.
But they, they relate in some way.
For sure.
The interest, the way that I was more interested in Digable Planet is because their wordplay was so like intricate, and more poetic, and they hide a lot of their message in word, and that was more else what I was more interested in. And also, like, I'm a visual artist, so anything that comes out more abstract for me to think harder, I'm going to gravitate to more. That's why I gravitated more to like, the Digable Planet sound.
Well, listening to a Maintenance Crew album, I definitely had to listen to it a bunch of times to kind of even get some of the stuff that was being said.
Yeah.
So I definitely like the Digable Planets kind of homage, or the reference is pretty. I mean, it's super dope. Like I definitely listen to it like I would listen to like Shabazz Palaces or Bulldog, or So
can I just say, it's to go off on a slight little tangent? Can I say that it's cool that Digable's back together and doing shows, but how about you put out some new music
for us?
Yeah, Digable. Yeah, if you're back together doing shows, get back in the studio.
Yeah, it's hard when the other half of Maintenance Crew is it's sort of missing, so and it's there's no interest for me to make any solo attempts.
So, as far as Maintenance Crew, you guys have released. Well, first off, I know you did just release a vinyl.
Yeah.
What is it called?
The vinyl, it's called Simplified, which is a compilation of all of our 5 LPs, and it's just the best songs that I like out of all the materials we made together, and we put it into a vinyl compilation for the people who wanted it. So, and let me bust out a copy real quick. So it comes in a little vinyl like this, and it's just tracks that I like, that we made together, and I think it came out pretty good.
Cool. Well, I know that has to be limited because you did this on your own.
Yeah.
So, I guess we can tell people where to get the vinyl at, once the show's, coming to a close. But I would like to say that you said that this was a compilation of 5 albums that Maintenance Crew has done.
Yeah.
Songs that you like. So was it hard picking like enough like songs to go on Simplified?
Hold on one second.
Okay. He's on. Yes and no. I got a new album called Simplified with the rest of the songs.
No, I think it wasn't really hard to pick the songs that I put on the vinyl, because these are some of the songs that we like to perform together. So every time that when we perform for the past 10 years, since 2005, these are some of the songs that we perform together. So I think putting the songs that we performed together on this album, I think sort of like documented our history really nicely in a vinyl form, which both of us really wanted, and it was time. It was sort of affordable, or it was a time where we can have a chance to put it on an album. So I think it was time for us to put it on a vinyl. just for me, it was just, I didn't really care how much copies I sold. It was just for me to have in my history. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's dope for Chicago.
Yeah.
So thank you for even thinking about putting that, or immortalizing it on wax. You know what I mean? And I think that people should go out and find it. Maintenance Crew Simplified.
Yeah.
Who did the artwork, man? It's a beautiful cover.
I made the artwork for it. I'm a artist as well. So yeah, I had made this abstract painting of this blue, sort of like wavy type of blue and orange thing, and the vinyl inside is orange vinyl, and it's a beautiful record. Once I get the motivation to get this word out to people, for people to have it in their hands, they can have it. But it's basically, having this record is just for me, and for the core fans, and for Diego.
Nice.
It's just for us, and it's funny when I say the music is for us, is that in the beginning of the record it says that there was the sample from Scheme from the Wild Style movie. He says he doesn't care about them, it's for us. Like meaning graffiti, right?
Yeah.
Who the outsiders don't matter, it's for us. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I sort of I gravitated to that because, who cares what people will like this type of music or not? It's for us. It's for people like us to the same petri dish to listen to, or to, you know what I'm saying, to build on. It's not for anybody else. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I lived by that since 2004. Yeah.
Any features on there, or any other Chicago artists?
Yeah. I worked with a lot of with Decay. We worked with him a lot for a long time. That's one of our close friends. And Selfish appears on here as well, and Astonish appears on here. And then we have guest production by Fluent, Remsky, and Visto. So a lot of times when I make music, or when we make music as Maintenance Crew, we like to just make music with our friends. And there's not too many outsiders that we would collaborate with. Cool. So a lot of times it's just hanging out and just putting on a track or whatever. Whoever's around can get on.
So it seems like truly a Chicago album too. So
yes, yeah.
So I just want to tell people that definitely is into Chicago hip hop to definitely go pick up that Maintenance Crew album Simplified. Super limited. So.
Yeah, it's only 200 copies made, and there's a few left. So
yeah,
dope.
And they can get it at Gramophone. What else they can get at 606 and Shady Rest currently.
Yeah. Awesome. Who were some of the Chicago crews you looked up to as you were getting started with music?
I grew up in Albany Park, so it started with like graffiti and breakdancing with me as a kid. And Albany Park was the birthplace for the Chicago champions. And the people who, like, some of the kids who were in that crew they lived on my block, and my brother Chip was hanging out with them, and they just were really influential for me to even aspire to be into hip hop, so they were very inspirational to me, and just living in Chicago, seeing all the graffiti in the street during the early 90s was real live, like seeing all the graffiti up on the rooftops when you're riding trains and stuff, and seeing all the bus with all the scribes and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really energetic, and that was really influential in the way I saw things. You know what I mean? And going into high school, I didn't really understand or knew any Chicago like rap until like 94 or 93, 94 when EC came out. Right? EC was that dude. He really opened my eyes or giving the chance for a Chicago MC to rock, because he came out with that video on Ill, and I was like, yo, these are all the imagery that I see in Chicago, and it was real dope, and it was real live. You know what I mean? Yeah. But going back before EC was Common Sense, right? But I would overlap Common Sense and EC for me in terms of imagery, but Common Sense that came out first with So by the Pound, right? And yes, I gravitated towards Common Sense, So by the Pound as well, but it didn't hit me until like the On Ill video that showed that raw Chicago imagery. You know what I mean? Where Common didn't have.
You had everything in that on Ill. Like you had the whole feel of Chicago. Like you felt like it was a good place, a bad place, like just everything. Like you had the warmth of Chicago, and then you could get like you could hear a buzz of a gunshot, like and somebody breaking over there, like and somebody rapping over there. It's cool. So yeah, I think on Ill, like EC affected a lot of people. Like I would go to question people who's like in the game who know their Chicago history and not mention EC's name once. Like that's dope. Like I remember back in the day, like watching The Box and just seeing that video come on all the time.
I would fucking wait. I would go home and wait for it to come on, or one time it would just come on like every other song. I'm like, you know what I mean? And seeing the breakdancers on there, like the people, like I recognized them on like the breakers on the video. I was like, these were like celebrities to me when they were on TV. You know what I mean? And I thought that shit was dope.
And that's the thing too, is like obviously EC wasn't the first Chicago artist, but that's one of the first to really get the attention of everybody because of what was happening in The Box.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
which is crazy. There's a lot of parents out there who ended up with some high phone bills that they weren't expecting.
Yeah,
we learned how through our EC interview, we learned how the reason why it was coming up so much. It was pretty dope. I think EC deserves his own documentary. So that I mean, his story is great and definitely a Chicago story. So shout out to EC, man. He's a good friend of the show. So
another Chicago heads, the Chicago rappers like influenced our sound as well. Like the one time, the very first my introduction to live concert was or not live concert, but live music performed by local artists. Was at fucking the March Mad Illness in Northeastern. My first experience with that was when I was in high school, probably my sophomore year. This is what 97, and cutting class to go to Northeastern, and seeing fucking Rubber Room rock, and I was like, who the fuck are these guys? You know what I mean? And they were passing out the Hot Razor hot razor snips.
White hot razors.
White hot razor snippets.
Yep.
Took that shit home. I was like, what the fuck is this? This shit's amazing. Right?
Yeah.
And then who else we saw there that day? Ryan Fest and Ryan Fest was there. Prime Meridian was there. EC was there, but he was just only passing out like flyers or whatever for his Power Moves record. And I believe Juice was there as well. And that was my introduction to like that Chicago scene. And that was like maybe, I don't know, 16 years old at that time.
That was a good introduction.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yep.
So you were talking about how influential the graffiti scene is to you and what you know, like what you do. Did you ever do graffiti or?
Not really. My brothers were more graffiti writers than I was, but they would always take me with them,
Nice.
or I would tag along with them, and they would write.
Yeah.
When they would write, I would write too, but I wouldn't really like out there like as a graffiti artist or anything like that.
Yeah. What was
I was just there.
What did you write when you were?
I just wrote my name, my real name.
Chantala?
Yeah. You know what I mean? And I wasn't like
You even shorten it. It's just Chantala. That's a lot of words there, bro, to be.
Yeah, or either that or I'd shorten it or just write my initials or whatever. You know, just like some toy shit. But you know, but those are informational years. You know,
Mm-hmm.
growing and looking and watching, observing, and you know, learning how to do shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wouldn't call myself a graffiti writer or you know ever even attempt at calling myself a graffiti artist or graffiti writer.
Sure.
But definitely was very influential for me to learn from you know some good artists. You know,
Yeah.
A lot of my friends wrote graffiti, and then you know I watched them and learned their techniques, and I will later put that into my practice in the studio. So
That's dope. I'm gonna fast forward some because you not being a writer, well, I'm gonna fast forward a lot, but then we'll go back. But you not being a writer, I know that you were able to recently do something that a writer would do, which is do this mural. You had a chance to do a mural.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So shouts out to you. And you worked with some people also.
Yeah.
Kane One.
Yeah, I worked with Kane One and Pop and Chuck. Pop and Chuck helped out with the piece as well.
Yeah. Shout out to Pop and Chuck.
Yeah, shout out to Pop and Chuck. And yeah, you know, it's not a you know, painting a mural is not a thing. It's not a you know big deal for me. It's just a bigger painting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I teach mural painting as well at Northeastern, so it's not a big deal for me. It's you know all this experience from growing up and being around graffiti is just like picking up something that I've been doing for so long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just it was just natural to me to pick up a spray can and develop you know a painting.
Yeah. If somebody wanted to see this mural, where could they?
It's the mural that I was talking about. It's a mural that is behind the Stony Island Arts Bank. I believe it's on. I don't forget the cross street, but it's on Stony Island. I believe 83rd Street, maybe. 63rd.
68.
68, maybe. It's possible. Yeah. It's in Stony Island on the south, but if you want interested in going to the Stony Island Arts Bank, it's behind the Arts Bank, and you could check that out back there.
Very cool.
A 3-story mural, so you can't miss it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, as a graffiti artist, I've never done a 3-story mural, so
Yeah.
shout out.
I mean, three-story murals don't come knocking on your door, you know.
No.
But when the opportunity comes, you better be ready to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys were definitely ready to do it. So
Yeah.
What's the biggest piece you've ever done, Doe?
Shit. I haven't done a 3-story. Shit. I just did walls, like nothing bigger than what I couldn't reach. Maybe a small ladder or something, but nothing too huge. I remember one time me and SP1, we were out on 71st doing this piece that actually I got on Art Crimes for. And if you know anything about Art Crimes, when the internet first started, Art Crimes was the place to find out where the vandals, who the vandals were. So I think I was home for a summer through college, and we just started hitting up this old, like, it was off 71st. It was like this old grocery store, and we were doing just these pieces for CBS, and some gangbangers came by, and it was like, yo, like, yo, y'all got to get off this block. It's a war going down. We was like, all right. We picked up our shit and left, but we definitely came back. I did this Spawn piece, and because I was super into Spawn back in the day, so I did this Spawn, but it was like, because I wrote Sean 1, it was like S Spawn face AN, because the Spawn face was the E, so it was, and it got on Art Crimes. So I think that might not have been my biggest piece, but it was definitely big, and it was definitely my favorite, like my favorite piece of that, or one of my favorite pieces. So
that's right.
Speaking of Spawn, my brain works in weird ways. So speaking of Spawn, that reminds me of like black superheroes, and now with Marvel announcements, hoping Risky to be on the show tonight, but alas, he has other things. But can I just say real quick how dope it is that Mahershala Ali is going to be Blade? That's an amazing cast.
Yeah, if anybody was going to be Blade, it should have been him, because I literally was just like, they shouldn't redo Blade. Like,
I thought Jesse Smollett could pull it off. No.
Yeah, well,
Well.
Good job, Sean. But yeah, I really think, like, he did a really good job on Luke Cage. He did a really good job on Luke Cage. So for him to cast him as the new Blade, I think they're gonna get a lot of life out of that character. So
he's a good actor too. So
yeah, he's a really good actor. He needs to do another album though. He needs to do some more because I was listening to I was listening to a podcast earlier about actors that rap, and was the actor Michael B. Jordan. They were like, they pulled out some Michael B. Jordan rapping back in the day, and it was not good. So but yeah, was I don't know how you say his I don't know how you say his first name. How do you say his first name?
Mahershala?
Okay. So did he ride with like Hieroglyphics crew?
Yeah.
The later Hieroglyphics though, like the 2000s.
Yeah, but he still his album was dope. But he had Rock Our Science on it, and Pep Love, and Keith Murray.
Nice.
A+ and Tajay from Souls.
You have the album, don't you, Ryan?
What's up?
You have the Ryan, right? You have the album, right?
Yeah, I do.
You have everything.
I think I also have the Tom Hardy rap album from back in the day.
Yo, that was bananas. So, I can't front. Like those albums were bananas. Like I fuck them. All right, Chantala. Back to Chicago hip hop. We so often nerd out on this show.
No, that's all good.
But yeah, so what's going on with you now?
Oh shit. Right now I'm on summer vacation or summer break. I go back to school next month. But I am in a my work got accepted to the Beijing biennial, and it's gonna be next month, August 28th. So I'll be going out to Beijing for that, and that's about it. I think.
Dope.
For all the people who don't know, Chantala is an amazing visual artist. Amazing visual artist. Where can people see your work? Like if they want to just, I mean, besides saying Google me,
Yeah.
Can they find you at a specific place?
Yeah, I have some work shown currently at the Niche Gallery right now. They can just go there and see it, or they can just contact me and come to my studio and see it.
Yes.
So you know, yeah.
And where's your studio at?
It's in Pilsen. So,
nice.
So everything is good, man. And I just sold a piece to a major museum this week. So that's a
congrats.
I haven't told anybody that yet, but
breaking news. Where's Carlos with the sound? Thank you.
So it's been something that I've really wanted for a long time. Since I've started painting, that I wanted to be in a major collection, like a museum.
Yeah.
My work be held at a museum. And I got the opportunity for that this week. So that's gonna be major. or major for me. I don't care about what people think, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think this shit's major.
Did you have any?
No, that's amazing.
Do you have? All right, being a visual artist, do you have any other artists or other artists that you're influenced by?
Of course, yeah. As for visual or
for visual.
Oh yeah, definitely. Some of my favorite visual artists are it's like Julian Schnabel, Hunglu, my brother Vaughn. He's an influential painter for me as well. Who else? Basquiat.
Your brother's name is Vaughn?
Yeah, my brother's name?
Yes.
Yeah, my brother's name is Vaughn.
And Vaughn Kommanivanh?
Yeah.
Nice.
And who else? Another one that's a big influence of mine is what's his name? I forget his name.
Oh shit!
But I
forget his name.
Yeah, he just lied. He's
mad.
My brain.
He's fresh, son.
He makes these scribbles. That's amazing.
Good job. Good job.
It's real. What do you call it? Real easy too. I just forget his name.
That's cool. As long as you know who he is.
Yeah, as long as I know.
Keep making money. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's visuals. As long as you can picture his visuals in your head, that's what you need.
That's right, man. Yeah.
That's all it is. So I want to talk about how like you keep stuff fresh for Chicago hip hop. You did this maintenance crew thing that I definitely wanted to to like for Albany Park. That's super big. I think I don't know how many other rappers come from Albany Park. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So so you did that. You are a visual artist and your work is amazing. But you also help with keeping newer music from Chicago to, you have a hand in pushing newer music through a label called Machine Wash.
Yeah, I help with some of the music that comes out of the label.
Yeah.
And the artist that is under Machine Wash currently is Decay, the Essentials with Cyclopedia Brown and Kenny Keys, and also I forget his name now. AB Free and the Billy Free and
Uncle L.
Uncle L. That project. And I forget the project's name. What's the project's name? You remember?
Black Magic.
Black Magic. Yes, them together. Some of the artists that we've been working with, and I think these are some of the artists who are in the same vein that I'm interested in. So I like working with them, and also the idea for Machine Wash is like sort of a co-op record label where artists are sort of like they have to invest in themselves to be invested in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I like artists who believe in themselves. For me to even be interested in them.
Yeah.
So that's what Machine Wash is like. It's like a family of artists who are like-minded, and we support each other. So that's what Machine Wash is. And some of the albums that are coming out within a couple of weeks is I'm looking forward for is the Tone Live and Decay album.
Yo.
Gas Station Sushi. That shit is amazing.
So that title.
Mm-hmm.
So I was lucky enough to help do we were lucky enough.
Yeah.
Do the
artwork.
The artwork for it.
Yeah.
Radius, if you don't know, if you guys don't know who Radius is the producer. He has a label called ETC Records. He puts out nice like instrumental music, and but he took some pictures. Like he's always going overseas. He took some pictures, and then so the pictures that you see on the layout of the album are these pictures that Radius took overseas. And I heard the project, Tone Live, Decay Llama, and DBIC, Gas Station Sushi. I was just like, man, the energy for this album is super dope. So I just felt like it was just really good that we were able to, do the layout for it. And I also think that it's good to have this on vinyl along with the Maintenance Crew Simplified album. Like,
yeah,
there are two super solid albums coming out of a label called Machine Wash, that Chicago can be proud of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think so. And the quality of it's amazing as well.
Yeah.
Not just the music, but the packaging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's something that it's slept on. Packaging is slept on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure. For
I
sure.
don't want to spend $20 for a fucking white sleeve.
And they will sell you a white sleeve.
They will sell it to you too.
They'll sell it to you.
So,
so here's another thing obviously I know Chantala very well. He's my brother. But speaking of vinyl, takes us into something that that Chantala actually Chantala asked me to help him with, which is an event called Mad Crates.
Yeah.
And why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Well, Mad Craze came about what the Stony Isle Arts Bank wanted, or they had space for events. And I just proposed that, you know, just talking to Mallory about fucking what did she think about, you know, having a bring your own vinyl event. And it's, you know, bring your own vinyl is something that me and my friends we've been doing for a long time. Like, you know, just bringing, you know, crates of records to each other's houses and just practice blending or playing records for each other. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought that was cool. And I started seeing some flyers around town, you know, that they have like bring your own vinyls as well. But I just thought that, you know, the South Side needed something like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, like bring your own vinyl to the bank on the South Side. There's tons of records on the South Side. You know what I mean? There's tons of DJs who are interested in bringing records and sharing music with each other. And I just reached out to you because, you know, you knew how to do that shit too, you know? You're a DJ, and I was like, you know, so you want to get down? And he's like, yeah, let's do it.
here's my big thing about Mad Crates, which was created by Chantala, and big ups to his girl Mallory for even allowing us to you know have this time in in such a beautiful space like the Stony Island Arts Bank. Me, I have a problem. Like I've lived all over. Like I was born on the West Side. I spent half of my life on the South Side. So, you know, and sometimes I have problems with certain areas. Not like just not problems with areas like like gangbang or anything like that. Like I can go anywhere in the city, but a lot of times, sometimes you can't go in certain areas because they remind you of certain things. So a lot of times I try to stay off the South Side. I only go for family or in really important reasons. But when you guys, you and Mallory hit me to do it, I did not think twice. Because first off, what the Astor Gates is doing with the Stony Island Arts Bank is amazing. For it to be right there on 68th and Stony, like it's maybe 4 or 5 blocks away from Mas Mariam. Like this is a very special place on the South Side. And for me to be able to host an event for people to bring vinyl and just play, and kind of like when you post, when you told me about it, I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. But then I started thinking about like what I wanted to do with it. Like, I didn't even want like all my friends to come, like, DJ so and so or DJ, which is always good for all my DJ friends to come. But I'm like, I know it's a bunch of people in their houses that just collect vinyl. Like they are, especially in South.
Or have their parents' records.
Yes.
It's been laying around or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do. Like they know they got all this good stuff, but don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
You know what? You bring your records out to the Stony Island Arts Bank. It's a place for you to come just play. So when, like, sometimes sometimes I see like I observe every time we do this because I have to help. You know, like what I do is I actually give people crash courses on how to DJ.
Yeah.
Through Mad Crates. And so while I'm doing this, sometimes I'll see, like I've seen DJs walk into the spot and then leave. Like, what you need to understand is that the energy for Mad Crates is for everybody. It's like it's not for people who do this for a living, who want to get paid to do it. You gotta have some type of you gotta have some type of love to listen to music. There's a bunch of DJs that come and just listen to people play music.
Yeah.
Like, and what I will tell you is about Mad Crates is that the women of Mad Crates, they always show out.
They sure do.
Like
too.
Like they show out. Like I'm literally teaching them how to spin, but their selections are so killer. Like we come in there as DJs, we know what we're gonna do, so we'll show out. But they make this vibe that's just amazing. So shout out to all the women that come out to Mad Crates, especially our day one Nakita.
Yeah,
comes out. She shows out. She actually just did a set over at Shady Rest.
Yeah, I missed that. Yeah.
So I want to like acknowledge her because she you know, to be, you know, to play music and not really know how to play it as a DJ, but then go out and she's not claiming to be a DJ. She's just, I just like music.
Yeah.
And then go out on her own to, you know, outside of Mad Crates and play a whole set by herself. You know, I think that's, you know, something that that we as, I guess, parents of Mad Crates, you know what I mean? So so when does Mad Crates happen?
Mad Crate happens every last Sunday of the month. So this Sunday we'll have Mad Crates going on from 12 to 6. Sometimes it goes on till 7. So we'll see how the crowd wants to go longer if they want. But yeah, every last Sunday, 12 to 6. Sonia Arts Bank, bring her vinyl. Don't bring no weak shit. Don't bring none of that weak shit. I will put a stop to that shit. No, I'm kidding. Bringing it's all types of music. It's welcomed.
Yeah.
And it's a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a good time.
Yeah. We hear all types of music. It's crazy.
Yeah, you know what? And that's the thing. Like, I have people come to me like, "Oh man, I don't know if I can bring this." What the only stipulation that I have as the host is I tell them like, "Yo, like, you know, make sure you play to your like always keep your crowd in mind." You know what I mean? So like, yeah, if you see a 5-year-old kid doing flips into like the couch, you don't play something with curse words in it. You know what I mean? But if it's just us and we're just chilling, like, yeah, cool, go ahead. You know what I mean? I actually told one of our friends, because he was trying to play, I think we had, like, I was like, man, you have to play to your crowd. Like, I know you only have a certain, you know, you only get 15. You're with Mad Crates, you're in a rotation of DJs. So you get about 15 minutes, you know, to spin. So you got to have, you know, you got to be able to put all your music in 15 minutes.
15 minutes, yeah.
And I told him, I said, look, man, I said, I don't know if you want to play that song. Like, like, look at your crowd, bro. I said, I don't
the kids here.
Right. I don't know if you might. I think I said, man, I said you need to go listen. I said you need to figure out if you can play these songs in front of, your crowd. So the guy, he says, I know what to do. So he goes out with his phone like this, and he comes back. He says, I can play it. I'm like, what did you do? He said, I listened to all of them on YouTube. So that was pretty cool. And like I said, man, Mad Crates is an amazing thing. So Chantala, I know that I just want to big you up for the stuff you've done for Maintenance Crew. Also the stuff that you've done and currently doing with your visual art. And as far as teaching, teaching, because that's what this is about. That's what Midway is about. Midway is about teaching the culture. You know what? So that's something that I want to give you props on, and also currently adding to the culture with machine wash music.
For sure.
If it's anything else you want to talk about,
I have no other things to talk about.
Cool. So what we can do right now is we have this thing called This or That.
Okay.
So, Chantala, This or That.
Do I just pick this or that?
It's this or that.
Okay.
I wasn't ready for this or that. I just went into it, huh?
All right. I will say Reaching, A New Refutation of Time and Space, or Blowout Comb.
Good job.
I would say Reaching will be for me because it's more musical. Where Blowout Comb was a better record and more mature and more conscious in their political agenda, which was important as well, which probably made them break up. But I think Reaching for me because it's such a album that was so musical, and it was the first record that it has a bigger impact for me than Blowout Comb. But I think Blowout Comb is a good record as well.
For sure. I remember, like, I played the hell out of Reaching when that first came out, and so then obviously was very excited when Blowout Comb came out, and Blowout Comb is a dope album too. I do like Reaching a little bit better, but the first track, the May 4th movement off Blowout Comb, man, that hits so hard. That's such a dope track.
I mean, it starts off really amazing, and the drums on Blowout Comb, it's amazing.
Yeah,
the drums on there, like Butterflies, it's a slept-on producer for sure.
Yeah.
All
right, so I guess my this or that will just be MCing or visual art. I don't have any.
A visual art?
Yeah, MCing or visual art.
For a long time for me, MCing and visual art it went hand to hand.
Sure.
I did both at the same time. And the MCing part sort of dictated the visual, and then the visual dictated the MC. So for me, for a long time, it was a balance of both.
Sure.
But for now, since I'm a little older, it's going to be visual artist because I'm not going to be out here rapping at a cabaret show anymore.
Sure.
So I think for me, for now, I think it's more visual.
Well, what I will say is that if for people who don't know Maintenance Crew music, they should go back and try to try to find the 5 albums or just get this simplified album.
Yeah.
And they will clearly hear how your lyrics do paint a picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just I know it's an easy this or that, but I'm glad you explained it like that because it's not. I guess it's at that point of time when you were doing both. It clearly couldn't have been easy because you're doing it, doing it both at the same time, basically.
Yeah, it's a lot of times students with, because I teach as well, and the students are, they're really inquisitive of saying like, how'd you do it, and then you're like, you just do it. They'll say, how'd you find the time to do it? I'm like, well, fuck it, you're young, do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I went when I was started maintenance crew, like in 2004. I was also working a full-time job. Went to school, and then did maintenance crew, and then I painted. That's like you sleep when you sleep.
Yeah.
And then you just do it. You know what I mean? It's for me it's making art and making music before it was just like an urgency. I had to do it. You know what I mean? So even if I didn't have an audience, it's just something that I had to do.
For sure.
The audience will come. You just got to make the materials. Yeah,
no doubt. That's how we got to where we are with Midway. I mean, as much as much like film video work and stuff as I've done before, like I've never done a project of this size before, and like we could have spent 3 years prepping for stuff, but at some point you just kind of got to jump in and just do it.
yeah. Double Dutch.
Yeah.
If you just fucking in Jux about to jump in, Double Dutch is never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right.
You're really gonna jump. You're gonna be over there like about to get in. You ain't getting in. You don't start. Just jump in there.
Well, Chantala, man, thank you so much for taking the time and putting up with our shtick here.
For sure. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, we do. If people want to catch you and either check on the music or check on the art or whatever you're up to, where can they find you at?
The discography for Maintenance Crew is on Spotify, and you can stream it all over the streaming networks for Maintenance Crew music. There's 5 albums where people could just listen to or go on a road trip with, and they'll take you there and back, and you'll still have more music for you to listen to. So, and for visual arts, people can follow me on Instagram under Chantalism, CHANTALISM, or just go to my website, chantalism.com. And if people want to see some work in real form, just hit me up on email, and they could come hang out in the studio if they want. And that's how you find me. And yeah.
Doe, where can people keep up with you?
People can keep up with me at DJ Sean Doe, DJ SEANDOE on Instagram and Twitter, and under my name Rasan Shondo Hawkins on Facebook. Also, I want to remind people that they can go to machinewashmusic.com to get the vinyl of Simplified Maintenance Crew.
And Gas Station Sushi as well. So
they can also pre-order that Gas Station Sushi. Yeah. And any of the stuff that we got on Machine Wash Music, machinewashmusic.com. Go ahead. And I think does it link to our Bandcamp? I think it links to our Bandcamp.
Yeah, it links to the Big Cartel or the store.
All right. Well, you can find us on Bandcamp, machinewashmusic.com.
Yeah.
Machine Wash Music.
Yeah.
Do that now.
Dope. Well, you've got one new Instagram follower. We were following you on Midway. I was not personally following you, but I am now.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. And for Midway, of course, everybody can check out Midway Doc across the board, Midway DOC. And you can check me out at 278 Media. The number's 278 Media on Twitter and Instagram. Next week, Doe, who's our guest next week?
Our guests next week are, because we have 2, I think it's O Are They. Matter of fact, it is O Are They.
I believe so.
Yeah.
And I want to hear, like, I think we all know where the name of the group came from, but I want to know why they settled on them, why they use that.
Yeah, OR there is going to be a crazy show. So catch up with us next week, Monday, Chicago.
Yes.
8.
Cool. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll be back next week with Are They Midway Radio. Check us out, Midway Doc. And that's it for tonight, y'all. Yeah, and go get the maintenance crew. Get the maintenance music. Simplified vinyl out now. Machine Wash.
All right. Peace, y'all.
Check it out. Peace.